Really?
And he got very sad about that. And then he tried to have his friend play his moves for him.
Oh.
He tried to tag out, and I was like, "Oh, you can give up, but buddy, you're not. We're not switching opponents like halfway through a round."
You can give up.
And he just sort of silent. He actually physically seized.
Oh.
It was very awkward all around, and then he didn't come to events anymore.
So you are your nickname should be the Breaker of Wills. Is that what your name should be?
Our old group had like a name for this. Shit, I made the paint far too thick, and this is okay.
The Breaker of Spirits.
It's the Dream Crusher Club. Exclusive membership, and you get membership if you crush someone's dreams of Warhammer.
Yeah, but you don't like want to live in the world wwhere you do that. You're a nice
guy.
Not
anymore. Like I've matured as a person. At the time, it was a badge of honor, though. Yeah, it felt pretty shitty at the time. But like, dude, the comp scene moves so quickly nowadays.
Yeah,
that like you just so easy to get left behind. Because I went to GT that I spent, or a major that I spent $100 on, like with my like 5 stalker, like 1 abominant night list. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking lose all day or weekend.
But like you knew going in that like this was most likely going to happen. But some of these people actually like, I would imagine they're like, oh man, I'm gonna kill this event.
Yeah, dude. And that's the thing is like a lot of people don't have like realistic expectations.
But why do you think they're like big fish, little sea kind of deal? Like
I think there's a lot of like, yeah, like I'm the best player in my garage, and my friends come like. My friend comes over once a week to play Warhammer, and he tells me his list ahead of time, and then I build my list around, like stuff like that. So when they actually come up against like all comers lists or things that they don't have a hard counter to, then it goes. And then like there's sometimes dice just abandon you, man. It's dice games. Like one of the guys I played there, he got pretty salty. Like we talked about it afterwards, and he was like, "I'm sorry, man." I'm like, "Oh, that's not a big deal." Like Marnus Calgar was in combat with one of my carnivores for 3 rounds of combat. Did no wounds.
That's probably too many rounds of combat.
Like I didn't even have to make a save, and I'm like, statistically, I should have at least died. But like, there's nothing you can do about that.
It's just dice, man. Yeah.
And then you get these mega events. So LVO, which is I think less a mega competitive event now, as just the biggest tourist attraction in Warhammer.
Yeah.
You get a lot of people. This is like their only event this year.
Yeah.
And they do the hobby side and get everything beautiful and ready for it. And they paint their stuff to a high standard. Their stuff's beautiful. Maybe they even made display boards. Maybe everything has a great story, but they don't actually play the game.
Well, yeah.
And that's unfortunate. But then, and it's fine to do that, like, because...
But have an expectation of...
Yeah, but have an expectation, dude. Like, the game isn't busted just because you lost. Like, I had someone say like the game was busted because or the mission was busted or tilted towards knights because it favored battle line. I'm like, brother, like...
You can have battle line in.
Yeah, they're like other armies have battle line too. And I don't have a choice over mine. I just have it.
I have a question, and I was frustrated with dice the other day on TTS. I hate TTS, by the way. TTS dice suck. Like if you're destined to roll 1, it will roll a 1. And anyway, so I've been getting tilted at dice lately for some reason, and that's not like me.
No, it's not.
What do you think? What do you think I should do in order to maybe not care or not worry or just move on?
I got great professional advice, but let me take a sip from this oversized corporate Stanley.
Yep.
You can only control what you can control.
Yeah.
And you don't worry about the rest. You can control when you put your models in a shitty position and they die.
Yeah.
You can control when you forget to do an action. You can't control if you roll 21s.
Yeah, I guess.
And so like it doesn't matter what happens, like fucking dice games, right?
What's that? The soundbite that Honest Wargamer has? My tax expert flawless.
And that, dude, I hate that saying as well. No, Honest Wargamer, but like the like, man, I would have won that if my dice hadn't failed me. I'm like, no, you wouldn't have.
Yeah, I have been hearing that a lot actually lately because so we're doing a lot of scrims and testing in our Team Canada Discord, and one of the predominant ways we play is obviously TTS, since we're a big country, so it's very hard to get together. And TTS dice are just a son of a gun sometimes. So
literal Satan.
Yeah, it's bad, but yeah, I've been getting like oddly tilted, and I think it's just the absurdity of the dice that are just getting me. I'm like, why would this happen?
I got that when I was playing Danny on TTS. Like, I ran Blood Angels into his Custodes, and it was like none of my Sangard did any wounds, and the ones that are barely any wounds, and the ones that did wounds, like, he saved on 4+s, and like my initial reaction is like,
yeah,
oh, cool, that's just a TTS thing. But at the same time, it's just like fucking dice games.
Yeah, I guess.
And you're gonna get tilted at Mr. Monopoly just because you keep going to jail, bud. You know,
you gotta get that card, brother.
You gotta get that get out of jail card. No. How is that going? The pods for Team Canada?
It's good. So I created. We tried to do something fun this year. Not that we haven't had fun in the past, but
it was just a fucking chore.
It was just unbelievable amount of work. So this year we have a Poland scrim. Team Poland we're going to be playing them, and so I decided that we're going to do an RTT. So I started the RTT on Boxing Day, and I think they have till the 9th, so in 5 more days to get all their games in. And the winners, or basically the top 8 players of the event, will play Team Poland.
Nice.
I thought that was a fun way to do, because we have about 20 something people in our team currently that are just prepping and playing different armies. And really right now it's just identifying the new factions and if they're good, if they're bad, stuff like that. So
you already have sort of an idea of your starting lineup?
No, not really. So this year is a bit different. Hey, free Radio Armageddon 2 viewers.
Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah, thanks.
Now I have to try.
I think I'm the other one, so
probably.
You're by yourself. It's only you. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, we don't have an idea. So this year is different because Chris, the captain, he may not be playing. So this is the first year that he may just be captain, and kind of just running the team. And
is that common?
It's common. I find it more common in the higher ranked teams, like Poland, for instance. They're probably one of their better players is the team captain, a non-playing team captain. I believe France as well. I'm not sure about England. I believe they still kind of have that old system, but it was a system that we just adopted. And this year I'm really happy. I think it's a really great way to think about it, because the team captain has so much to deal with, whether it's the matrix and pairings and all that, but he also has to worry about his game. It just feels like it's just too much, right? So
do you think Team America will never have a non-playing captain because they think it's just a cool title for a player to have?
No, like, and it's John Lennon this year, right? So I think John Lennon is a unbelievable player. Obviously, like, we don't have to debate that, but I think if he identifies that he would be a better captain than playing on the team, I think it would probably be a decision that he would make. I don't know if, like, I have no idea if he would make that decision, but it's really hard if you have a John Lennon to not let him play, just like Sean Naden, right? Like, how do you not let Sean Naden play? So yeah.
Easily you'd be like, you're fired.
Every team kind of has their own, like, they do it themselves. Like, we were in kind of Team Canada's past, like, it's Chris kind of started the team And then from there, he got support from Poland and other countries to really like teach, like show him the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after that, you kind of establish your own, I don't know, way of doing things, right? So,
Right.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
What factions are going strong this year?
Right now, like I think, right now I think we're silly. Like Necrons are gross.
Mm-hmm. Is
Like I
that
don't know if
Shatterstar, right?
yeah, I don't know if like all. I guess we have 5 viewers now. I don't know if all 5 viewers have played it yet,
Oh
but
shit! Really? 5 people are watching this shit? I'm sorry.
yeah. uh, I don't know if I'm sorry. I don't know if they've played it yet, but if you haven't, man, you got to give it a whirl because it is gross, like the stuff they can do. So one of the stratagems that is probably one of the most abusive. So after a unit's been shot, they
Mm-hmm.
can do a reactive move.
Oh,
Yeah. So what really that means is you're getting shot by one thing and then you're running away. Is
yeah.
what that means. And on a wraith unit, like a fully decked out wraith unit that can heal itself and has all the the bells, it
Mm-hmm.
just means that the bloody thing lives forever.
Okay,
Right?
do you like that?
It's just unbelievably durable. So
Question:
that
You're a
that's
World Eaters player. Why don't you just run up and punch them in the face?
because they're really good at not dying. So they have the invulnerable save, and I think they have a feel no pain too, right? So
You can be added in there. Yeah, that's kind of gross.
yeah, it's really good. So it's a fantastic detachment. So that right now we have I think in the Team Canada event we have about 6 Necron players, um, and they're rocking Star Shatter. So
How do you deal? Because you can only take like one faction per team.
well,
With a bunch of people being like,
chaos
I
gets up.
want that one.
Yeah, how do you deal with it, or
Yeah.
how to? Well, um, anyone else stroking it? No, no.
Oh, dude, I am. No, I'm kidding. Don't demonetize me more, YouTube.
No, we're not. Please be nice. Okay, so how do we pick fat? How do people wrong chat?
Do you ever get any giant babies who are like, well, if I can't play X, then see you later?
Well, but we kind of
And if so, who are they?
yeah, you what are the names? Social insurance numbers.
Yeah.
So it's hard because usually you pick a player because they're very good on a faction.
Mhm.
So, but the things can change. Obviously, players like armies can get like nerfed into the ground, right? So, um, I don't know. I for us, it's a little more like a faction specialist or someone that has been digging on a faction usually gets the nod. So then it's not much of a stretch that they play that faction. But
Do you ever get people where you're like, hey, I want you to be a part of the Canadian initiative? And they're just like, nah.
yeah, like some players aren't into it. They don't want to be part of the team for sure.
Do you call them like class traders?
No,
Oh.
no. I mean, when you look at the cost, like for us and the Americans, and I guess the Team Mexico, since they were brand new last year that are going this year, but it's the cost of us going to an event in like Belgium. It's going to be in Austria this year. It's like thousands of dollars
Yeah.
to go. So um, that's a huge cost associated to that event. So for us, we generally that's the first question we ask. Like, hey, here's the potential cost of this. Are you still interested? And if yes, okay, just understand that there's pretty massive like the cost of flights, and
Like a
that's
little
not like
pyramid scheme.
well, we don't get the money, but yeah. So it's really important. Like back in the day, before we were kind of an established company, like we would pick people with like you know that could afford to go rather than the
Mhm.
best players, and we've transitioned. Hopefully, we've transitioned to people that are able to not only afford it but also really good at the game. So yeah.
What is it? Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I forgot when people actually watch.
How dare they watch?
How dare they? What are you painting and trimming at the moment? I am getting ready for the Las Vegas Open. I'm going to be the third of the show that's going down there this year, and I'm taking Chaos Knights. In order to get the Chaos Knight list I won, I have some more Brigand Meltaguns to paint. So I am painting little Brigand Meltaguns. And then next week, I will be working on a Lancer when it finally arrives. Dickie, what you working on?
Oh, yeah, I'll hit the button thingy. Well, I've had a World Eaters army for, I want to say 8 years. But I've never done anything with the cultists. I just have generic cultists and the jackals, or jackeels, as I like to call them. I'm not going to let that joke die. It's going to live forever.
It's a quality joke.
I've never built them, so I think I got 3 boxes of them downstairs. So I am building my first unit of jackals.
How is it so far? I have that kit in a box somewhere that I just haven't done anything with.
They're really pretty, actually. There's a lot going on. They're very whippy. There's lots of like chain swords out of different areas.
Did you see that new Death Guard sculpt?
Oh, the leak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. It was Auspex. I usually the Auspex jumps on my feed immediately.
The dude has the video rendered before the article's even done reading. I don't.
He's gotta get a leak from GW.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's just Mike Brandt sitting in there like ready to publish.
It's Mike Brandt. That's hilarious that you're gonna say that. So it looked really weird. It looks like the Death Guard has like a flowing cape.
You want to know what I think it is? Just I've got like an 9,000 point. Seth, this is just a hang and pin stream. Welcome, Seth.
What's up, Math?
We all can't just rip off Whose Line Is It Anyway. Someone else did that already.
You
did. Yeah, I am 90% sure it's just a Chaos Lord.
Really, it looked very nurgly though.
Because it's a Death Guard Chaos Lord. Because outside of the Space Marine Heroes kit, there isn't actually a Death Guard Chaos Lord. And
it's a Terminator hero kit that makes the sword, the ancient one.
Yeah. And even then, that's not Death Guard specific. So the cape makes me think that this is just a regular Chaos Lord for Death Guard. Another thing that makes me think that is they have 18,000 characters already.
They do have a lot of characters. It's like the GSC of character amounts.
And every time there's a new thing, they get another character.
But are they good characters? That's the question.
The last one was Lord of Virulence, which was like situationally good, but I never played Death Guard as like a stand back and shoot thing. And I never played that. I just YOLO forward. So like a guy who buff shooting wasn't really great.
Yeah. So yeah. What else were we talking about?
We're talking about I'll take being the Drew Carey A40 okay any day. Seth, you're a professor. Use sentences.
Yeah. Go kill some more birds, you son of a gun.
I will say that was a fun little show to go on.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I always try, like, I'm not gonna roadblock it like Peter. Like, if you haven't seen Peter the Falcon's episode,
we've had Peter the Falcon on so many times.
Comedy gold, and Seth doesn't get it, and it's hard to explain it to him, like what he was doing. But I'm like, this is like Peter was comedy gold.
We've had Pete on so many times, and I had him on and started to talk about 40K, but he never wants to talk about 40K.
Oh, well,
and he just derails the conversation to whatever he wants to talk about. So
as you do.
We ended up just having him on only at Christmas to talk about Christmas movies.
Yeah,
and he seems perfectly happy with that. So we go with it.
I love Pete so much.
Yeah,
he's my favorite bird person.
A lot of very specific. Yeah. But no. Surprisingly, a lot of good feedback about Hot Frosty, by the way.
Oh yeah. We've been I imagine all 5 people watching are. I can't believe there's 5 people watching, but
I know.
We've been really trying to do shorts. I think everyone can identify that we put out we've been trying to put out a short every day.
Yes.
Trying to get more people to watch us, because we only make $1.49 a month, and not that we're ever going to retire at this. There's 3 of us, and we understand it, but
3 of
making
us,
more would be better.
2/3 of us work in finance.
Yeah. Yeah. One's
The
a
other
lawyer.
one's a lawyer. I don't think. Yeah.
But I think it's, if anything, you can fund our stupid projects, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Which it did fund.
Yeah, so stupid projects and also keep our computers up and running would probably be the best way for us to spend money.
Yeah.
That's my vote anyway.
Which I think is how we've generally spent it. Like I said, what I'm sort of leaning into is reaching out for people for like member bonuses. So we have the first one coming out this week.
Yeah.
Which is digital Dickie.
A digital Dickie.
So it's an STL file. We had someone take the Dickie puppet and design it into an STL file that you can print out for your games.
It's so awkward, but yes. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to make up rules for him for Tuesday.
Oh God, yeah.
So he'll have full on tabletop rules. Totally official, of course.
Obvious, of course.
But I do like the idea, and I like this guy that we're using. He was very, very pushy, and I appreciate that. Because as soon as I paid him for the first one,
you need to make sure that you talk like are pushy, or we're just gonna forget it immediately. Yeah.
Well, as soon as I paid him for the first one, he's like, okay, let's talk about your next project. I'm like, whoa, but let's calm down. Let's
whoa.
A little bit of foreplay here first. Let's see how the first one goes.
I mean, dinner first, big guy. Let's.
Yeah. What other things could we make SELs for? I'm thinking television.
A television? Oh, could we?
I'm
like,
almost
is there
thinking,
any way we could do this wingding dice? Like, I know Seth just said it.
I think, yeah. Like the problem is like the wingding dice. We were quoted to make 400 of them. Was it, Dickie?
Yeah. Well, no, it was a lot.
It was 500. No, it was 500 wingding dice would cost us. Because we talked to Baron of Dice, because that guy rocks and his dice are awesome. And even though they're a joke product, we want them to be quality.
We want you to roll them for some reason. Not know why.
But they were $1,000. Was the cheapest we could get a set for. And then I was pretty confident we could sell about 200 of them, 300, 500.
And then they would be in our garages for the remainder of
forever.
Yeah.
Forever and ever and ever. So we might try and figure out how to do, I think a TTS wingding set would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
Because then you don't have to read them, because the thing automatically does everything for you.
That would be really funny.
So I think
aggravating, but really funny.
Yeah. And then I think Seth is right. I think STL of wingding dice is the way to go. I don't think I have to pay someone to make that. But I also don't want to make it myself. So
you're at an impasse.
We're an impasse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think an STL for wingdings dice is the way to go. But then would you even play against someone who had 3D printed dice? I don't think I would.
How would you know they were? I guess you would, in theory.
I guess
3D
not.
Prints are hard to figure out nowadays, right?
They're really brittle.
You throw them at someone.
You throw them and they just shatter into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, I don't know the right answer there.
Yeah, no. So I think 3 STL for the wingdings dice. Then like where do you go from that?
I don't know where you go.
Do we try and make it like the Barbie playset, where it's every month is a different part of the set?
Maybe.
Here's an STL for a desk. Here's an STL for a television.
We got to do a Serval.
Yeah, I thought about putting the Serval in. I was worried it would be brittle with the cables, but then I decided to have your model done, which has fucking loose cables everywhere.
Yeah, a few cables, yeah.
So we'll see the strength of those guys.
Oh, Dickie's the puppet, or Dickie's the tester, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Dickie is the tester. I also like that because I know you're doing an event this year.
Yeah.
You could legitimately just scale that puppet up, throw it on a wood plinth, and you have a trophy.
And paint it gold, silver, and bronze.
Yeah. Spray painted gold.
Good idea.
Or just if you want to be really mean and passive about it, get the Val one, spray paint that bronze.
No, that's a wooden spoon for sure.
Just have it like burn onto a wooden spoon. Oh, maybe that's next month's bonus is a wooden spoon that just says at least you tried.
At least you tried.
Yeah.
We should do like tokens too, actually. That'd be cool.
Yeah. It's essentially going through our knowledge of corporate merch and just copying from there.
Just copying what everyone else does.
Yeah. We haven't meant to do dice for years, though. I just fucking lazy.
Well, it's not that you have a full-time job, but
I do. But I have a lot of commuting thinking time now.
So so you were a work from home guy for the
was a work from home guy.
And now you're not a work from home guy.
Yeah, for a year.
How are you adjusting?
Honestly, I really enjoy it because I was going a little insane. It was fine up in Alaska. I moved down to Seattle. I don't really know anyone down here yet. Yeah. Outside of like basic Discord banter. So I would get up and go down to my office and work all day, then go to bed, and I would just never leave the house. So it's nice to finally leave the house. So that part's good. I do lose about 2 hours a day to 2.5 hours a day with a commute, though, which is something I'm not a big fan of.
That's the suck.
But I bought a nice little car, which like my wife made fun of me. Is like, this is really bougie because I got like the premium turbo edition. And I'm like, I have to sit in it for a lot of time every week. I want it to be really nice.
Nice.
So it should be okay. Next week is my second full week. And it's just hybrid. So like it's only 3 days.
So this is like big time corporate America that you're hanging out in.
Oh brother, I'm a financial analyst now.
Ooh,
yeah. Putting that English degree to work.
Good old Starbucks getting an English major to do finance.
They paid for the damn degree. They know what they're getting.
They know what they're getting.
But no, it's just to be completely boring and well, I'm not calling Tacoma Seattle. I'm saying I've learned when talking to people who are not from the Pacific Northwest, and I try and explain where I live, eventually I will just tell them around Seattle. And they're like, oh, okay. And that ends the conversation, which is generally my plan for all things here. Here you go. What's pre-radio Armageddon? I want a war suit hiding under a teacup in memory of the one Maggie Hellstorm lost at Gibraltar. Oh, you know what we should do? You know what everyone does and we make fun of, and it's a really good source of content. Mm-hmm. We just put enormous knockers on things.
Oh, don't do it to the Dickie puppet though.
But just have what would you even do? Just the most innocuous things, like a rhino.
Like big tits on a rhino?
Yeah. Be like, here is what a rhino is, STL modeler. Design big old fake titties for the front of it.
We should like let people know who this guy is so he could get extra business.
Oh yeah. He'll reach out to you on Facebook and friend you through Warhammer. His name is Warhammer Enthusiast. And I was very skeptical when he first reached out and talked about it, but then I was like, yeah, I think a Dickie puppet would be really funny. And he agreed to be paid after the work was done, but before providing the file. So, but he did really good work. And he quoted his price up front. He didn't really deviate from that price. I always appreciate that. And it looked really good.
It does look really good.
I don't know if you want to throw it up on screen, Dickie. I mean,
let me just put this Jaquille's head on here.
Jaquille.
The Jaquille.
Jaquille O'Neal. And then Seth. Seth knows everything in the Pacific Northwest of Seattle. And then for Radio Armageddon, I have to commute to Seattle. That's where I work. So even though I live in the Tacoma area, I have to drive very far every day now. But at the same time, it's kind of cool, you know. There's cool stuff at the office.
Yeah.
I've never really worked at a big corporate building before, so there's like, you know, a little restaurant.
You can't really see, it's too bright. These guys are really whippy. They're really dynamic. That's pretty
A lot
crazy.
of movement in them, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I built
Really
6.
excited to get just my shit pushed in for 2 days at LVO.
I'm excited to listen to you.
Get my shit pushed in for 2 days at LVO.
Yeah. My favorite part of events is talking about how much you sucked at events.
me specifically, or just...
you just generally. Okay, so we want to unveil this. We want to unveil.
Yeah, we're gonna unveil. Hey, Joel Adkins, hobby stream guys. So we just watching you all hands now. Yeah, Danny doesn't let us show our faces anymore. Only hands.
Yeah, apparently we're too.
That's what we should have called this stream.
What?
Only hands. I'll fix that.
Oh, next week.
Next week. Yeah. Okay, Joel. I'll get a new intro video going. That's great.
You got it, Joel.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, let me add the picture. Dickie. STL. Okay. This one. Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
there we go. So this is what we had designed for us as a little digital Dickie for our lovely Discord members who inexplicably have stuck with us for years.
Why?
I think that's
why.
That's the main question is why. And Joel, absolutely, I need to do these hobby streams over the next couple of weeks because I have an entire night to build, and he's not coming until Thursday. So next weekend will be just panic lancering.
Yeah, I'll put him down at the bottom.
Yeah, he's beautiful. So like we're trying to figure out cool stuff to give people.
Yeah, over here.
There he is. Little mini Dickie.
Little Dickie.
And that one it seems super cool. We're trying to figure out what's going to do next as I talk like Bugs Bunny. Or who was it? No, it was
what do next?
What do next? So Wingdings dice obviously came up. I feel a little uncomfortable about asking someone or paying someone to design a square with 6 symbols, but also don't want to do it myself. So that might be something that comes up.
Yep.
It looks like little Dickie butt plug. He got no legs. Why? Well, the puppet doesn't have legs. My other thing I kind of want to do, and maybe I'll talk to the designer about this, is if we put a hole in the bottom.
Put him on a pan or something?
If we put a hole in the bottom, we could use it like a little finger puppet.
Yes.
A little Dickie finger puppet.
You could have a Dickie on your finger at all moments of the day.
I think that would be kind of neat.
Uh-huh.
I kind of like that idea, yeah. And yeah, it's the ropes, Joel. The ropes cover the legs.
Sorry, I think he floats. I think that was the concept.
Yeah. STL of amount. I wonder how much he would charge for a Hasselhoff miniature.
Oh my god. Yeah. But imagine we can make it just if he could do a Space Marine, like doing the Hasselhoff eating the burger though.
Eating a burger on the floor.
Oh god, that would be just
all right. That's really good.
Yeah, that's chef's kiss good.
I gotta get a pen for that one.
A Space Marine lying down eating a cheeseburger. Does he watch the show? Or is he just a guy?
Fuck, I'll be back. I gotta get a pen.
Okay. All right, well, watch me. Man, oh man, we're gonna keep this guy busy. With your dollars, we will make stupid STLs for the remainder of our time together. What else is going on? What else is
all right?
Oh, you're back. It was a quick pen escape.
Quick pen. Well, my work desk is over that away, so it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Reward models. We have Wingdings dice.
STL. Maybe for TTS only.
STL. TTS. Probably this one. Oh. Yeah. You know what would be a terrifying thing to do, but I think would be horrendously funny?
Uh-huh.
What about a TTS map where all the textures of the buildings are just Danny's face?
Like different Danny faces, though?
Possibly. Or maybe that's how you decide which terrain is which.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Danny's face has TTS map.
TTS maps.
Because he has a massive head.
He does.
So.
Big melon.
Big melon. And then. The sentences I write for the show. Space Marine. Eating cheeseburger.
While lying down, like in a weird, like he's doing like a weird pose here. Do I have it here still?
On the floor.
Hasselhoff.
And brackets 40 mil base.
Yeah, there it is. But which one? It would have to be.
One?
Which one? Would it be the cheese pull?
It would have to be. I would have to be Big Bite of Burger because
it'd be Big Bite of Burger.
The bottom one just looks like he's been shot. Yes. And then the middle one just looks like he's been shot.
Big Gulp is kind of hilarious though too. Maybe he does. Wait, maybe he does all 5 of them.
How about cheaper option? We send this strip to a Fiverr artist.
Yeah.
And ask them to do it with a Space Marine instead of David Hasselhoff.
Yes, perfect.
So a Fiverr artist tier list strip. Guys, this is perfect for waiting for my paint dry before I wash. Yeah. His head does block line of sight from the table, but I like weird things. This might not be new to people, but the idea of just having a map that you load up in TTS and the tactical advantage that you would have knowing that it's just going to be someone's face. So when you go to your opponent, hey, can you check line of sight on that? And he's just like, no. You've already won by that point.
Psychological warfare right there.
Absolutely. Man, that's good. I like that. Oh, shit. Thought I was ready for that. I'm not. That's the wrong lead belcher. Okay, so when your GW paints dry out, like they always do, do you keep them or do you instantly toss them?
Instantly toss them and go buy a set of Army Painter Fanatic paints.
I put them off to the side.
Just like here's a new paint that I'm going to be using that will not dry out. Well, I'm sure they dry out, but like
they're silver. Like GW's silver. They're was it the Black Legion contrast paint? It's like fantastic for black.
Yeah. The contrast paints I find don't dry out. They tend to get used.
Yeah, so like the black on this jump pack guy here.
Yeah.
That's all contrast over red.
Okay.
Like single coat. Like I haven't found a better black in a different range.
Black Templar, you said, or Chaos?
Chaos. I think it's Black Legion is the name of the good one. The Black Templar one was shit.
That one kind of like you can see the undercoat too much in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Black Legion's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite GW paints now. That and the Apothecary White actually is pretty good.
Actually, the Speed Paint 2.0 white is really good as well.
You just reach out and be like, "Hey, give us money." I was saying to Dickie before we started streaming, I almost exclusively use Duncan Rhodes paints now on like wave 3 of the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So if I didn't use them, I would be sad that I had 180 paints that just had no use. But their latest wave had like they had colored metallics was like the big drawing point for their range there.
Who does he work with? You know?
Shit, some UK company. I don't know for sure, but I like it.
Okay, cool.
Pretty good so far.
And
his trooper,
I would be like, shame.
His troop. Well, they signed their contract. They settled that little strike.
Are they good? Are we done now?
No, they're good. We're done now. We can use I have
can I use them again?
A Vallejo Red. I'm not. We can cross the picket line now.
Thank goodness. I was worried.
You were using it anyway.
I wasn't actually. I supported them, or I thought I supported them by not buying,
but not using their product.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that was a weird one. I think it's good that they it's like good, right? Like they agreed, like they're gonna get paid more, and their place is gonna fall apart anymore. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and Johan, you were absolutely right, and that's why I like Black Legion. It's different uses. I'm not smart enough to know that, but yeah, the Black Legion is just fantastic and goes on very smoothly.
You know what I like the Black Legion for tires, like bike tires or whatever. You do a coat of that, and then you do like a dry brush of Skaven Blight Dinge, and it looks like.
Did you say Skaven Blight Dinge?
Isn't that the color?
Oh, I'm a Mechanicus standard Grey Truther for this stuff.
Oh wow! I mean, you can't always be right, though, John.
What are you, my wife?
No. Well, maybe I am. What else are people saying? What else we got? Oh, we got Nurgle Matthew in the chat. Hello, my friend.
It's real. Yeah. Hello. We've threatened for at least a year to do this.
Yeah, we said why not start in 2025?
Yeah. We took the week off for New Year. Dickie, how was your New Year?
It was good. I went to a friend's house and we had a beautiful dinner, and I drank too much wine, as one does.
As one does.
And that's pretty much it.
I went to bed. Very rock and roll.
Did you make it to midnight?
I made it to like 11. I feel like so old. I guess to be cool, your time, that's like 3 in.morning, or actually 2 in.morning because I'm South.
Yeah, I guess, but you still woke up later than me, so
yeah. But yeah, no, we didn't really do much at all.
No.
Going to, but then I just my wife was sick. My 5-year-old got really sick over Christmas. That was fun.
Oh, man.
So yeah, he actually.
Did you guys go back to Alaska for Christmas, or did you?
No, dude, we were down here. But we went to wake up my 5-year-old for Christmas. Like, hey, let's go down. Let's check the tree. Let's check the presents. And the dude was feeling so crappy that he just wanted to sleep longer. So he went back to bed for like an hour.
Wow.
Which left like my wife and me just really awkwardly sitting, like with this like full tree underneath. But okay, yeah. We'll see you soon.
See you soon, but you're gonna eat. It's okay, buddy.
But no, I did. My middle child, he lives with his mom in Alaska. He came down for Christmas. Yeah. It was nice, and we went and did the touristy stuff in Seattle. And I will never complain about parking prices again, because we went down to like the waterfront, like the big wheel, all that other kind of touristy shit, and it was $100 for 5 hours.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. And so what I worked out, if I worked part to the office and took an Uber, it would have been like a third of the cost. So guess what I'm doing next time?
Uber.
Being very cheap, yeah. Reasonable. Thank you, Nurgle Matt. It was reasonable at all stuff. I had things to do in the morning, like go buy a car that I didn't really super need. I just didn't want to drive my wife's old Kia.
You heard it here first. John just bought a car because he just wanted it, not because he needed it.
I fell in love with a stupid little interior, a little like maroon red interior, which my wife describes as garish, which I was like, that's why I like it.
Garish is my middle name.
But this is like my first new vehicle in like 10 years. Like I have driven like 2010. And like I was going to people, I was like, hey, when did they stop putting keys in cars? And like 2015. I'm like, okay, I didn't know that. Like, don't have to be a dick about it.
That's funny.
But when I turn off the car, I keep on punching the side of the steering wheel as I reach for the key. So I would like to know when that stops happening.
Never. You'll be doing that for a long time.
I also love it. But we'll see how it deals with the commute on Monday. Man, this turned into really fun real life stuff.
I think that's the point.
What do you think is going to be previewed at LVO?
Maybe more Emperor's Children stuff, like Fulgrim. Like we haven't had an episode. We have so many pictures.
We have so many things to go over
about Fulgrim, but I think it would make sense that they would do maybe the Eldar box and maybe Emperor's Children. I don't know. I don't know how they usually go like 2 things out, right? They don't go too far out.
Yeah. Be like an old world thing. Like, what do you guys have left for old world to be revealed? High elves?
Yeah, High Elves Beastmen.
Something along those lines. Yeah, like it'll be interesting to see. I wonder if they'll make War Graham's life get off the stage before they do their presentation.
Oh yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, that's an inside joke that John just said. And
yeah,
2 years in a row. So when we were streaming the 40K event at LVO, when they forced us to take all our very intricate setup
hundreds of wires
before they came on because they're dicks, I guess.
Just another reason why we don't get stuff anymore. But no, and it was I think not funny is the wrong word, but like Val last year or the year before when he was trying to he spent all day getting really stressed out about the setup, and we finally got it. I think
we will. Well, there's more of us. There's more to this story, but
for the layman, finally got it.
Yeah, we got it,
and then had to take it down.
We got to take it down because Mike Brandt wanted us to take it down,
which is fine. It happens.
We did.
Yeah.
Yep. Begrudgingly.
Quietly complaining.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing from that LVO was making Reese and Frankie commentate a little bit 40K game.
That was so much fun. Those were the guys that I like originally started. Yeah.
Who were they like your first podcasters and stuff for putting it together, or like what did you start listening to?
I used to listen to fantasy podcasts. So Bad Dice Podcast, the Heelan Hammer were kind of those were my original guys that I not worshipped but enjoyed listening to.
So I got to know then. Yeah. What happened when fantasy died? Like, what were those podcasts like?
They transitioned to AOS and then very quickly died after that. Yeah.
It was unfortunate. Like, we covered that a little bit on the podcast, like talking about like what killed AOS like out of the gate. And it was like it took a very intricate fantasy game that the people loved that they just stopped buying shit for. And their way of solving it was to make the rules incredibly simple.
Yeah.
And it got sad. And I didn't really
still, like as the Val is still talking about it to this day, or even if you listen to Danny talking about how sad he was like when that happened. I remember being like broken, I just finished. I had a beautifully painted Bretonnian army. And I was like so proud of it. And I found out on the same day that not only were my Bretonnians not a faction, but also fantasy, like the whole game is gone. So
dang. Dame Witchman, thank you for signing up. Look, Dickie, this hobby stream did something. It doubled our monthly income.
Yeah.
Now at $2.
Oh man, think of all the dumb STLs we're gonna create.
Yeah. Your membership directly is proportionate to how much dumb shit we can pay people.
David Hasselhoff Space Marines we can create.
Free Radio Armageddon. There was no points at the launch of Age of Sigmar. Like in doing research for that little game where I'm like, was this a rule from Age of Sigmar? Like I made fun of Danny a lot for how butthurt he got over Old World going out or fantasy going away. But then actually going through it, I'm like, good God. Like, no, that is not okay. Like some of the stuff they had. Like, you know,
so half. You would think that it wouldn't be so half baked, right?
yeah.
Like it was just completely half baked. So they destroyed a world and made this half baked thing in place. So it did piss people off, right?
Which, can I shock you?
Yep.
Destroying the world, I think, was the right call. End
Yeah, but
Times,
not big
narratively, was
game.
amazing. I enjoyed those books quite a bit. Like, I didn't even play the game, but those books were really, I think,
As
solid.
a Bretonian fan, finding out that our deity was just some fucking wood elf wizard that was pulling a prank on us was not the best best lore change.
He's like pulled a little sneaky on you, huh?
He's like, watch these fucking humans. These dumbasses are just gonna listen to everything I say.
Lady of the Lake is just some dude in a dress.
No, just some goddamn elf pulling a prank.
Oh, but like, I think like they had to do something because it was getting narratively stagnant. Um,
Yeah, but like they always say that, oh, they're not buying stuff. But was there stuff to buy?
I think so. Like, I think it's,
I don't know,
or
man.
why would you make it? Well, I said the paint range outsold fantasy.
But is that because there was nothing to buy? Because I remember buying all the new like stuff. I had a couple orc stuff. I have so
Yeah.
I think maybe
But I think like taking a very complex game system and reducing it to take whatever models you have, and if you have a mustache, fuck, even better.
that was
Um,
yeah.
is too far. I don't think it's quite at the burn all of your models like level, because the important, like, the game didn't go away. Still play it.
Yeah, yeah.
And what does that? What's GW going to do? Be like, oh god, some guy, some guy just burnt all of his models. Oh, we got to stop now. Like, no, dude, you already paid for them. They already have your money. They don't care.
Yeah.
In fact, this helps them because eventually you're going to go buy other dark elves.
Yeah. Actually, if you're interested in that whole I think a guy named Jordan Sorcery
Hmm.
does a whole bunch of like talks with the actual people that were working at the time and explaining like what happened. Um, and it's pretty interesting how they kind of everything came about. So yeah, if you're interested in that kind of history, check out Jordan Sorcery. He's really good at doing those interviews, and how he gets those interviews, I have no idea. But
Probably because they got fired or left a long time ago and don't care anymore.
yeah, they're all like the older kind of like guys, right? So yeah.
I know the guy who was responsible for the Age of Sigmar rule set, like 1.0. I turned in like a 7-page rule set or like an 8-page draft of like, hey, this is the rules that I came up with.
Yep.
And he was specifically told it had to be 4 pages.
Specifically 4 pages.
Yeah, it has to be less than 4 pages. Which, if you're writing an 8-page rule set, okay, I guess it's going to be 4 pages. Which I think I think it would have had a better chance if it had some complexity. But at the same time, it's like it's so hard because it was just so thematically different.
Oh my god,
Um,
like it was like 40K, right? Like it had a very kind of similar vein to 40K
yeah, and it was always sort of
with
like
the goofiness.
yeah, and then it went too goofy. Like, and sure, you get like that British company, British sensibilities, and a good old humor and everything, but it just didn't translate. And you have to imagine that that's at a point where they realize, oh wait, shit, we're a global multinational company now. We
Yeah.
can't just do all these random things. And
Yeah.
I would be really interested to see the sales for Age of Sigmar 1.0.
I would actually really be interested about the sales then, but also the sales currently.
Yeah.
Um, I have a good friend who um had just got into wargaming, and the game that he got into was Spearhead,
Hmm.
which is kind of the kill team, I guess, version. You
The
just
Combat Patrol, right? Is Age of Sigmar Combat Patrol pretty much, right?
Yeah, you just buy a box and you
Yeah.
just kind of move from there. And I've now played a few games. It is a very, very simple kind of game. Um,
Pretty good.
yeah, it's actually relatively fun. You can bang off a game in like 30 minutes, right? So, um, I don't know. It's good. It's fun. It's not like there's no depth to it, obviously. But if you're looking for depth, I guess you play the 40K or the AOS or even old. I guess you have Old World now, which is great. But
still have my Bretonian garage. They're assembled. I just haven't painted them.
Yeah, I'm holding out. Like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea if they're gonna ever release Dogs of War. But as a kid, I always wanted a Dogs of War army.
That was my favorite book that came out when I was a kid.
I thought they were just so cool. Like the kind of the mixed attachments and the I really also the pikes were really like evocative for me to look at, like the big pikemen and the crossbows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that really got my juices flowing, and how they're all kind of mercenaries, and that was also cool. And the birdmen and the hot pot, like those are so cool, right?
Yeah.
So
here's a cool statement here.
yeah.
He says, Jukfalis is GW is all about good talent with we go here. It's all about good talent with poor implementation.
Good talent, poor implement. Yeah, I mean, they
It's
have
hard to argue.
they have people that are I think they attract passionate people that love the game or love the hobby,
Mm-hmm.
which you want to have. But I think
I shock you. I don't agree.
You don't agree?
I don't think it's best to have someone who's passionate about it in charge of it.
Yeah, that's probably
because what they're passionate about is their vision of that game system or that game.
Yeah.
And I think that causes issues. And then what happens is when your higher ups come in and demand changes do this, do that.
Yeah.
You are then they're making you kind of go past your creative vision of what you think it should be. And because you're so passionate about it, you're right.
Yeah.
So I think being super passionate about a project you're working on in that kind of corporate environment is bad.
Dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the implementation is also really bad. So.
Like they have so many great ideas. Like I can't follow them. Ideas fantastic. I really I think they do a lot of things right. Idea wise, it's just execution is awful. It shouldn't be me coming up to like a LVO, like going down trying to play in the GT, and being completely unable to buy the mission pack for that game.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, yeah. Like I
missed out day one on that mission pack, and they've not been restocked for me since. So
so that is so funny. So I was in Pariah Nexus, the cards just came out like I want to say a month before WTC this last year. And dude, like I went to Nottingham. I went to Warhammer World.
Nothing.
Do you think I could have got a fucking set of those cards?
No.
No. That's a solid no.
And it's like you've already said this is you're supporting competitive play. They made that statement, right? Several times. How can you support competitive play where you just do one print run and then after the boat like drops them off from Ningbo or wherever in China is that are being produced?
Yeah.
You just say, okay, we're done. Cool. Everyone who wanted one got one day one. Like, no, we didn't. Like, where's mine? And then like I came down to the States because I was living up in Alaska before, didn't have a GW store. So I went to the GW store here for the Lark. And they're like, oh yeah, we just got someone to restock, and they went a couple of weeks ago. And I'm like, okay, so your actual GW stores had one restock of a required item for the game.
Yeah.
At that point, like, why aren't you just releasing it for free?
And like it just pushes people to use the app, right?
Yeah, like why aren't you releasing at that point the entire mission pack for free? Because you're not losing any money because you're not planning on producing any more. So just give me the fucking rules I need to play the game. I mean, it's not hard. No. So now I'm going in again to LVO where again I'm not the best at it as it is anyway, but like peering over photocopied things that I found online to make sure I understand the basics of the missions. It's I don't understand that practice at all. Like, and I fear for what comes next for the next set of mission pack. Because when's the next mission pack out? This must be like
is it May? No.
May sometime?
supposed
Can
to
you
be 6
imagine the
months,
web
right?
store pre-order morning?
Is it supposed to be mixed 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the web cart pre-order morning is just going to be obnoxious. They're still selling them on eBay for like $120 for a pack, and that's just
You know
it's
what?
just
So you know what we did so for Team Canada, we actually had a guy print out like a copy of them
oh yeah.
and then print them out in the same format and sleeve them, and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Definitely don't send me that the PDF file.
oh yeah, no, actually, I could just get you a set of cards.
Oh yeah.
But and I find that cards make me to be honest, cards make me a better player at the table as well.
Yeah.
Because if I don't have the card in front of me versus the app,
Scrolling on my phone like a rude person. Yeah.
well, I'm gonna be scrolling on my phone, but I'm not gonna remember like, was it containment that I was supposed to do, or was it like, storm hostile? I can't remember, right? So
I
yeah.
do, and then Chad just coming in here. I love Pariah Nexus missions. It's a great system. Love it. Just my complaint is that I can't pick up the cards anywhere. Which like a year after them being released is not really okay. It goes back to what you guys were saying, right? Is great ideas awful execution.
Yeah.
Like a constantly updating card set for missions. Great, perfect. We can keep it balanced. You can kind of keep things checks and balances going. Change things out. But if you're never going to make them available for most people, like if you were to walk in your GW store and be like, I want to get into 40K, how do I play? Like, well, you got to buy your army, and then if you want to play, oh, I want to play competitive missions. Oh, cool, you can. It's bad.
Yeah, so the cards we're talking about, so you get for 40K, you get a pack of cards, and in the cards are your kind of things that you need to do or need to achieve in a mission, as well as the mission itself and things like that. So people generally have cards. I think you're being facetious, but
Yeah.
I'm still going to answer the question. Like I can't get tone on text. So, um,
He's Canadian.
I'm Canadian. Sorry. These cards are vital. I can't play 40K without cards. I play second. Well, so I don't know, man. It's just unbelievably silly. No, not data cards. Like the play cards. I
So
don't
it
have.
gives you like, if you want to do set missions, is less of an issue. But if you want to do like like the tactical secondaries where you pick every turn randomly, you just can't.
Yeah.
So it just makes me look at, okay, what are my backup fixed secondaries just in case like neither of us has a card deck?
Well, I mean, you can't. So you can use. There's an app that I use for games, and I'm imagining it's pretty widespread in the
Twitter.
people that use. No, it's not Twitter, you turkey.
I quit Twitter.
It's called X, isn't it? Is it? It's in my
The Tabletop Battles app.
Tabletop Battles app. Thank you.
You know the problem with that? Great for secondaries. Doesn't actually have the main missions.
Well, no, because you're supposed to know the missions. You need the card.
But you need the cards. So like like a Seinfeld episode.
Thank you. And Goonhammer, by the way, does a great job with that app. That it does help a lot.
Yeah. But like, if only GW had their own app that they could release these rules on.
Right? Crazy.
No one's saying that. I have been getting more joy out of Warhammer Plus.
Actually, I've really enjoyed watching those shows. Though I found the Tithe, so I kind of dug into the Tithe. I thought they did phenomenal. Like the quality of animation in that was fantastic.
Yeah. It was. Also, if you're new to us here, we don't really give a shit what genitals our fictional space warriors have.
Right, yeah.
But it was a really good show.
She was badass, and that was the only thing I cared about, which I guess was the whole point of it. But
we'll probably do the secret level one for Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, that was so good. I did watch the secret level one.
I haven't watched that yet. I need an excuse to, and it's going to be a nice easy. Well, fuck, we have a lot of stuff to cover though.
Yeah, we're busy.
We got Fulgrim.
It's like we're gonna spend at least half an hour on all the memes that Fulgrim made happen, right?
He made a lot. Fulgrim though. Quick question.
Yeah.
30K or 40K Fulgrim?
Okay, so I will take your question and not answer it, but
Perfect.
also answer it in a way that I want. I think I like the size of the wings and the bellowing of the wings on the 30K version.
Mhm.
I'm not offended like everyone seems to be about his face.
Which
Although,
one? There's 5.
okay, the face that I would do would be the grinning one, the one that looks like he's like a maniacal and like chaotic kind of
Yeah.
guy. That's the one I would have done. That being said, I did show John the 3D print version. I don't know if I sent it to you actually, but it's
You
blue
did the
steel.
Zoolander head?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that may actually be the perfect head for that model. Um, but I find the pose is cool. I like the whip. I like the fact that he's got the sword that his brother gave him. That's kind of like a nice nod. I'm okay with the model, but the wings, the way I see the wings, I can't. They look quite small.
Yeah. I'm same as you. 30K wings, 40K model.
Yeah.
Uh, but also realizing the 30K wings are resin and extremely thin.
Oh God, yeah. Can you imagine bringing that anywhere?
Anyone complaining, oh, they just released a Fulgrim is like, yeah, that is a Fulgrim you cannot move.
Yeah, man.
And like, if you roll dice near that Fulgrim, it will collapse. I would imagine.
It will shatter
Will
into.
shatter. And also, I do like thematic differences. Like, it's more chaotical towards the 48 because he's like newly ascended Demon Primarch in 30K, and he's kind of had time to get weird in 40K. Did you see all the blowback that what's his face? Blog for the Blog God got?
No. What
Oh,
did he
he
say?
posted a picture of it. A very successful Australian YouTuber. Didn't like us based on one reply we made to, or we made fun of his comp idea.
Oh, I met him
Um,
at WTC, but I did not tell him who I was.
that's probably a good plan. Great guy by all extent. We make fun of people is what we do. But
Sorry.
he just said that he didn't
Sorry,
like
not
it
sorry.
because it looked unnerving. It didn't make him comfortable, and everyone's like, "Oh, one nerd, of course, is meant to do that. It's chaos."
Yeah.
And everyone like shared his post all over, making fun of the fact that he didn't like the model. And I'm like, well,
Well, I mean, you're allowed to not like a
you're
model.
allowed to not like it.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to suggest a comp model, like we'll get you for that, but you're allowed not to like a miniature.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. But no, this is now just Blood Angel time because for LVO now I'm 100% done. I got my gun. Well, shit, I need to do the power cables, but I'm 99% done with the guns. And then the last thing I need for my army is a Lancer, out of stock everywhere. So it's arriving from eBay on Thursday, which gives me exactly not enough time to paint build and paint a Lancer. But we'll see. We'll go. I want to have time to make it like heretical. That's I think my
Oh,
sadness.
you can. Well, yeah. Not that you have time, but you could get 3D printed bits. I think.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do it stock with a basic paint job, and then I can take it home and make it all spooky.
Okay.
Because yeah, I do like doing the big nights, and
I am woefully not used to having a camera, and I keep like putting it in front of what I'm doing.
what are you putting for what you're doing?
I'll put the sprue in front of the camera, and it'll like zoom out like crazy. I'm like, oh, sorry about that.
You have auto zooms?
I don't. Maybe.
Even is this production?
A great question.
Fair. No, so just jump at guys now, and then after this, sanguinary guard. I have like so many sanguinary guard to paint because honestly, love the models. Can I shock you?
Yeah, shock me.
Wings are stupid on the old sanguinary guard.
Really?
I think it looks dumb. You're a space warrior, not like a little Roman fairy boy.
Okay. I'm officially not shocked.
Well, like I have a friend who used the prosecutor with so the AOS guys with the big wings.
Yeah.
The AOS big Marines.
Can I
use their wings?
Yeah.
Dude, I hated it. It was like that looks dumb. Like there's no like these are highly trained soldiers. Sure, sometimes they go a little crazy.
Do you have a postal system? You understand what happens.
Yeah, exactly, right? Just the postman of the 41st millennium. But at the same time, they're not going to be like, yes, this artisanal armor is beautiful. Now add feathers. Lots of feathers. Like, I think a lot of people who like Warhammer have a trouble with subtext.
Yeah.
And subtlety.
They do.
Yeah, it's a sanguinary, it's an angel, so it needs wings. That doesn't. A jump pack. Jump pack I put too many pieces on.
You're still lamenting the goddamn.
Dude, I'm really happy. Okay. So in the past 2 months for my Blood Angels, I've made 40 jump pack Marines between Sanguinary Guard and Assault Intercessors.
Yeah.
Then I just made 6 Interceptors or Inceptors. And then the characters that go along with that too. And I love the look of the new jump pack. And the only reason I have this giant jump pack armada for Blood Angels is because of Space Marine 2. Mm-hmm. And how cool it was. But at the same time, I don't want to build anymore. I built 2 captains as well. I built a Smash Captain for old time's sake.
Oh, good old Smash Captain.
No idea if a Thunderhammer jump pack guy is good anymore, but I remember him being very good, so I was like, okay.
Right now, the guy is just the normal captain with Assault Intercessors, I believe.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, Matt. Jump pack wings, all the same. No one cares.
Cotton Henny, Nicky Muggins. Yeah, I like Elf too.
Blood Angels were the poster boys back in the day. When I started, anyway, 2nd edition, it was that cool Blood Angel. All the old metal models, like Jez Goodwin. Like, how was that guy? He just had nothing but bangers for like 40 years.
Oh yeah.
Because they keep him on, I think, right now as like a consultant almost, where like he just draws what he thinks cool, and then someone else just throws it in Blender. But it's still amazing the work he does.
I agree. Buddy the Elf, yeah. Calls himself that when he can't do any of the elf things. I did watch that this Christmas. Elf.
I wish that was Christmas too. I was disappointed. I am continually disappointed in that movie.
Oh no.
It's not very good, I feel.
Well, it's very popular.
It is. We also watched the classic Home Alone. Not Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Really?
Insanity. But so many things I had to explain to my 15-year-old.
Really?
That's a payphone. They're in public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a payphone in public. Oh,
he didn't have a cell phone back there, bud. Yeah, he couldn't just call his mom or figure this stuff out.
I find number 2 far better than number 1.
Is it what makes it better?
When he's throwing bricks.
tries to murder people.
Literally pee my pants laughing.
It's just
that he's hammering him in the head with a brick over and over again, and the amount of damage that would actually do.
He legitimately over the course of the 3 movies just tries to murder people. I think there should be like a horror follow-up where like he's just damaged it psychologically.
Yes, exactly. I'm a 35 plus year fan of 40K. Yeah, man, I'm getting up there too.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm 35 though.
I started 95. Sometime it was the year before the Necromunda and Gorkamork came out. I'm a huge fan of Gorkamork. I talk about it anytime I can. But then I did what seems to be like a popular thing is like I took the break, like the teenage years break, when I noticed girls existed. And I got distracted for a few years.
Yeah.
Then I came back. So I don't know what that'd be. It's like the Tacoma Seattle argument. I've been playing since 2nd. We're going to ignore that I skipped most of 4th and 5th.
Yeah, there's no point to actually tell exactly the timeline that you played or didn't play.
What's to say? So So the Lion knocked out Russ and almost decapitated Angron. The Lion is a shit. I did enjoy. Have you read any of the fluff since the Lion came back?
We read it on the show. You guys gave a synopsis.
A little synopsis.
Yeah.
Like the best part is Gulliman comes back, and I was like, "Oh, it's a Primarch. Oh, it's great." Needs his entire legion to beat up some nerds. Needs help defeating Magnus, and then gets kidnapped by Mortarion. Has this whole thing with clocks all over the place, which, the Mortarian's a really shitty planner because he's like, yeah, I'm going to use these grandfather clocks to.
He is a shitty planner.
He's just fucking. I love my Death Guard, but he's just terrible in the lore. And then the Lion just comes back and just shows up, murders Angron, leaves. Like almost by himself.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Something that barely Sanguinius could do back in the day.
Look at Phallus, you're just full of intrigue today. Took a break to do archaeology.
Wow.
Always kept up with
kind of shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If any boulders chase after you,
that's incredible.
And the Ark of the Covenant. I gotta play that game. It's meant to be really
Gilliman
good.
Wasn't supposed to be the best combatant. He was just supposed to be the best statesman. Right?
I think he's just the one loyalist Primarch who wouldn't lose their shit at the sight of the Imperium right away. Because you got to think, it's pretty much exactly like Lorgar said it would be, and I think a few Primarchs would be pretty pissed at the state of the Imperium right now.
Yeah.
So there's a few people they could bring up. And now that they have the 6 tricks and you have Imperium Nihilus, you can kind of bring them back and keep them away from some stuff for a while, which is helpful. And then, so you can bring back, and I know the rumor is Russ has been done for a long time.
That is the rumor.
The rumor is there's a Russ model out there. It's been done for friggin' forever.
Taking 40k lore.
Christ. Yeah. You dicking 40k lore. You like the deep dicking. But it's how do you bring them back? And at least GW narratively, how do we do that in a way that makes sense? Because there's not I didn't check you in. Gotta be in a way that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I would love, I don't know if I would want Russ to come back right away. I think you almost
just want to make back more money.
You have to bring back the ones that have their own books. I think is the way you have to do it, because you already have Gulliman for the vanilla Space Marine book. Sorry, I'm vibrating my desk. You already have Gulliman for the vanilla Space Marine book. So as much as I would love for Rogel Dorn, as I get down my fantastic
hand.
No, Rogel Dorn George Hoy, Imperial Fist Truther for life.
Yeah.
You can't really sell any books or models off of him. You can sell the model.
You could.
You're going to sell the model, but you're not going to sell more Space Marine books.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for Lionel Johnson to come back. It makes sense for Russ to come back. It makes sense for Sanguinius to come back.
He's not coming back. He's dead.
He's in stasis and Baal, actually.
Oh, don't. Didn't he get his head chopped off?
Don't worry about it. You think that's going to stop people from coming back?
Fuck you, man. That's not. No way.
He's legitimately one of the books. He's in stasis.
Everyone's in fucking stasis.
Everyone's in fucking stasis.
They need to make money.
And I think a 40k Sanguinius would be a kick-ass model.
Ferris Manus, yeah, he got his head chopped off, right? Was it?
Did
he's in stasis probably somewhere?
Oh wait, Duncan said that's the same point. Are he separate books? Auspex made in a recent video.
Oh my god! Did you get found out that you only watched the Auspex to get your?
Dude, I don't even watch his stuff. He's fucking scooping my opinions now. Oh man. But yeah, just from a business perspective, I think it's sensible.
I think Russ makes sense.
It does empower Space Wolves, which are my least favorite player base.
I mean, I'm not on a show, but orcs kind of suck, right?
Yeah, you're not going to bring an orc Primarch, are you? Primorc?
Primorc?
Don't
get Seth going. I can't.
Here's a fun thing. I really enjoyed the Beast Arises series. That wasn't super popular.
I also enjoyed that series.
There was some parts where I hated it. Like when they all decided to just show up at the landing bay all with black armor. Like that just doesn't happen. Yeah. And but the description of how the kill teams worked in the early days were amazing. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed smart orcs, like the orc emissaries that came down. I like the idea of an attack moon.
Smart orcs like the Red Hulk. Got it.
They're just really angry at all time. Go here. Space Vampire Leash would be a cool story arc for Blood Angels. Yeah, if you bring like Sanguinius back and he's more like Kane from Soul Reaver or like Legacy of Kane and like Soul Reaver, we're all aging ourselves because I think we're all in probably the same age bracket. Be amazing. Maybe like he has to drink blood or otherwise he'll die. And you know, like that's his red thirst thing. Like that would be a cool thing. But it has to be different enough from the other stuff that's already here for them to do it. And I don't know if they can.
Do you think they're gonna do like this is like another tangent, but I guess that's the whole point of these things.
This is just us. We've been bullshitting for a little over what, hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think you didn't record it.
Live for 2 hours. Okay, so do you think there would be a civil war? Do you think there will be a civil war in the lore upcoming?
So depends on who comes back. Because right now, the way they brought people back, Gulliman the Statesman, he wants to hold everything together. That's what he was designed for. So he's not going to rock the boat until he can start getting shit together. The way they brought back the Lion, where he's like, you have what's the cringe title he gave the Fallen, the Risen or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah,
he is currently out, and his focus is reuniting his fallen brethren and kind of bringing his legion back together. So he doesn't really care about the Imperium stuff. So you have to bring people back who care more about their own legion and chapter than they do about the rest of the Imperium.
Well, the Lion's an interesting one because he doesn't necessarily get along with Gilliman. I don't think that, and I believe he thought he was supposed to be War Master, right? Which was kind of the hook there that I was thinking about.
Yeah. But I think as long as they because when they bring Russ back, he's going to be worrying about like the wolf and stuff and kind of like bring it and the 13th come and all that other kind of thing. So he has distractions that's going to take him for a while. Sanguinus, same sort of thing. Baal and the Blood Angels are an Imperium Nihilist, so they're far away from Terra, so they're not going to get involved in that stuff. Yeah. So as long as they bring, and that's I think where the characters are coming back is people who won't necessarily immediately go, because the whole idea of 40K is that you're like a minute from the entire universe ending. Right. And that's the hook, is that it can't end, but it has to seem like it's really on the edge. So if you have these disparate Primarchs that come back and they are, oh man, if he turns around and notices that, he's going to be pissed.
Yeah.
That works and kind of keeps the tension up there. But what doesn't work is if it's just like infighting.
Okay.
Like Imperial infighting is just there's why. It's not exciting. It's not interesting.
I'm picking up you're dropping.
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting from a point of view of just like, oh, the brothers are mad at each other.
Yeah.
And to have the whole chaos.
Duncan's right in chat here. The lines, he's grown as a character. He's less of a dickhead is his exact thing.
Yeah. But only took how many years of sleeping to get that out of him?
Yeah, he just took a 10,000-year nap and then went to a magical forest.
Fuck, man, he got high.
Yeah, he went to a magical forest, got pretty high, and then came out with a sword and sword and a cloak. I feel I would be like, okay, in that situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, Sorgan Nurgle Matt, 40K talk. It's bad times.
Oh, sorry, brother.
But yeah, for those watching who haven't told, my LVO list for maximum fun is, oh, actually, before we go into that, Dickie, there's been a spiraling increase of very good and funny list names.
Okay.
And like, do you give your lists ridiculous names in your 40K app?
I do, yeah.
Well, what are some of yours?
Actually,
let me pull off mine. No.
Oh, we have some people giving us theories in chat. So my theory is that they can bring back Primarchs. That doesn't mean a thing. Get better for the Imperium. It just means that they can make things that get much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, that's good. That's the thing. Is just thematic. All right. So my list names here. List 1. Does everyone have their accountability buddy?
Yeah.
List 2. I do what he does, only better. List 3. Just absolute garbage.
Yeah. I think I have that one too.
List 4. Lord Farquaad's Far, Far Away Land. Then I have Some of You Will Not Survive, but that's a price I'm willing to pay. I have The Fast and the Spurious.
Okay.
The Ball Kicker. And then the 44th President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama.
Okay.
That's my list currently on my Warhammer app right now.
Okay, so I have a couple of winners. Dickie's Day Out.
Okay.
I have what's this one? Oh, I'm not stupid, you're stupid. What else?
Do that. I think you should leave like I'm smarter than you.
Yeah, I'm with stupid. Yeah, you clearly got a theme. I have a theme. Yeah, no, I usually try to have a little fun with the lists.
Yeah.
I don't know who actually read them, but I mean,
I like the lists to be a description of what it does.
I think that's exactly, yeah.
Like I said, like my ball kicker list is my all jump pack Blood Angels because it's meant to go kick you in the ball.
Yep.
And then my does everyone have their accountability buddy? Is my LVO night list. Because my LVO night list is a single Lancer, 5 Brigands, and then 5 Carnivores. And the idea is when you move up the table, the Lancer asks the other knights, does everyone have their accountability buddy? Does every Brigand have a Carnivore with it? Does every Carnivore have their Brigand? Because something I noticed when I was playing them, and like I'm by no means good or knowledgeable, was Knight OC for the War Dogs is really good, but is kind of easily beaten. So doubling up Knights on objectives or War Dogs on objectives is really helpful. And then this is when I went to the GT down here. I played 5 rounds. Of those 5 rounds, every round, I played my Brigands with hitting on 3s.
Oh, no, they hit on 2s.
Oh no, they hit on 2s. So as soon as I saw that, I added 4 more. Seth and Chaz go, what does the Barack Obama list do? It loses horribly. Because
also you can't give that information out for free. This is paid content territory to give lists out here.
The Barack Obama list was I signed up a long time ago for my first sort of major down in Washington here. And then I was like, I'm going to take Blood Angels. And then work got really crazy. And then we bought a house and sold a house and did all kinds of things. And then it came to the weekend before the event. I was like, shit, I don't have any painted Blood Angels. So I made a Chaos Knight list of what I thought, considering I've never played Chaos Knights this edition, I would be pretty good. I just went off of what was good last edition. I had I put a bunch of Stalkers in. The spoilers, that's not a good idea. I love the Abominant. The Abominant is like one of my favorite models, just with the stupid tail and the goofy, and especially after that Warhammer Plus show we watched. I love the Abominant. So I took one of those and then some other stuff.
Added so fast, like they don't really.
It's so good. But then what happens when you take 5 Stalkers and an Abominant in a list is you show up at a table and any good player is going to look at your list and be like, oh, so fixed objectives, assassinate, bring it down. Because Stalkers are characters, which is, and then they're all knights. So just kill the 5 Stalkers and you get max secondary points. So it started each game with me being like, hey, take this. I'll just mark you down for max points in this. and then going from there. So I started every game essentially like what 30 points down, 40 points down.
Yeah. And you're
Won
trying
2 of
to
those games,
you're
though,
trying
so,
to win. You're trying to get to the promised land after that.
I'm just trying to break even, brother. So yeah, now no leaders, no characters, just the one singular, the one singular big knight. He's my only character. He's called Nick, in honor of the guy who ditched me, because he had a massive plumbing bill last weekend. And the other 10 knights are named after the Fast and the Furious movies.
Perfect.
So I have, I'm really excited to unleash Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
There's going to be a little bit of action from Fast 5.
Okay.
Maybe some Fate of the Furious.
A lot of family.
A lot of family. God, so much family. It really is the most important thing that they have there.
Lots of family.
It's Olive Garden list. When you're here, your family. Family hurts sometimes. But no, so now I have to, after years of not using brigands in the last edition, finally paint up those melt cannons. Thankfully, I magnetized all of my knights. I am usually loath to magnetize anything because I don't like spending time on it. But after building 14 war dogs, I'm very happy that I didn't have to build a whole bunch of other ones.
Hello, welcome to the tail end of our 2-hour rant.
Hi Vic, we're tail ending it right here. We are probably going to start up,
but I think we can do this weekly.
I think Saturday streams, Saturday hobby stream is going to be a thing.
Yeah,
it's going to be some combination of myself, Dickie, Danny.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty fun. LVO week, I can probably dial in from my phone.
Well, even then, maybe we can get Danny to.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, even then, I can give you live reports.
Reports. Yeah, tell me
nothing happening.
Yeah.
But this is we've put it off for a while because we were kind of like, who would actually watch this?
Well, 12 people apparently,
which is about 12 more than we thought.
Yeah.
So we appreciate everyone's time. I'm very happy tonight. I managed to get done. I managed to finish up my last 2 melta cannons, my last missile pod.
Well done. And I have a full 10 once this guy's done, which I'll do off stream, of Jack Heels.
And next Saturday, like I said, I have a Lancer to paint because otherwise my LVO list is going to be 420 points short. Oh, did you know a Lancer is 420 points?
I did, yes. They're actually
that was another factor in choosing that guy as my lone lad.
420. The perfect points, really.
Perfect points.
Yeah.
Only be better with 69, but then it would be horrendously undercosted.
Would be like unbelievably undercosted, and
I would just take
probably
3
break the game, really.
Yeah. But Dickie, I think it's about time for us to sign off.
Yes.
As I hear my wife's disappointed coughing in a room away.
Oh, that's the classic sign, really.
Classic sign. We will be back Tuesday for regular Grim After Dark. Spoilers, we're going to be displaying. If you look underneath Dickie in the television right now, right, where are we?
Oh, no, the other way.
Here.
Here.
This is our member exclusive STL that we had created. Yeah. You two can have your own little Dickie.
It's kind of off-putting, to be totally honest, that you keep saying you can have your own little Dickie. But
yeah, I do like that tagline, though, so we're probably going to stick with it. This Tuesday, we're probably going to, I want to talk about Secret Level, but we've been off for 2 weeks. So there's a lot of stuff to catch up on. So it's going to be one of those 2 things. And then next Saturday, around the same time again, at least Dickie and I will be back. We'll try and get Danny into for more hobby time. What do we call it? Only Hands. So yes, I'm going to go and make a new intro. With a new OnlyFans inspired
sucks compared to OnlyHands. Like, man, that came out of like
come on, yeah, we're stealing that. Proprietary to us, of course. Now, maybe we get Danny in here too. But for OnlyHands,
yeah,
because we're just gonna call it that now. I've been John.
I've been Dickie,
and we'll see you Tuesday, but also Saturday.
Yeah, both times. See you later, guys.
Step right up, to the grim, dark scene where miniatures need painting. Know what I mean? Brushes dancing, those paints are flying. It might look bad, but we're really trying.